You don't procrastinate because you're lazy. You procrastinate because you're waiting to feel ready. And that feeling almost never comes. This is the trap that keeps talented people average, dreamers stuck, and ambitious people frustrated for years. A young samurai fell into this exact trap. His story explains why motivation is not the answer, what actually is. Long ago in feudal Japan, there lived a young samurai named Yuki. Yuki had big dreams. He wanted to be the greatest warrior in the land. He read about legendary battles, studied famous swordsmen, spoke for hours about the skills he would master, the honor he would bring to his clan. In his mind, he was already becoming great, but when the time came to train, Yuki always delayed. The weather wasn't right. He didn't feel well. He needed a better plan before starting. Tomorrow would be better. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next year. While his dreams grew larger, his skills remained small. Younger warriors who trained every day quickly surpassed him. That's when Yuki realized a painful truth. His dreams had not lifted him, they had weakened him. Yuki believed something many people still believe. If I have strong ambition and clear goals, I will naturally take action. But the mind doesn't work like that. In fact, when you talk about your goals, when you imagine success, when you plan in detail, your brain rewards you as if you've already made progress. You feel productive, even though you did nothing. Psychologists call this the intention-behavior gap. Dreaming became Yuki's comfort. Practice became his discomfort. And comfort kept winning. This is where people lose years. They confuse preparation with progress, planning with performance, motivation with action. But motivation is unreliable. It depends on mood, energy, sleep, emotions. The samurai understood something most people forget. You don't wait for motivation. You act, and motivation follows. The legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi did not rely on inspiration. He relied on repetition, small, daily, unremarkable actions. The samurai didn't train because they felt ready. They trained because training was part of who they were. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for perfect weather before a journey. You may wait forever, while others walk in the rain and arrive first. They followed a principle we now call Kasan, small improvements, every day. The mountain is climbed one step at a time. Not by staring at the peak and wishing to be there. Imagine a student who feels too lazy to train. So he commits to one sword movement each morning. Just one. People laugh. They say it's useless. But he continues. Weeks pass. Months pass. That movement becomes automatic. His body gets stronger. His discipline gets deeper. Later, he advances faster than everyone else, because he built a foundation while others waited to feel motivated. Here is what Yuki learned too late. Preparation without practice is disguised procrastination. Talking without doing creates the illusion of progress. Waiting for motivation hands control of your future to your emotions, and emotions change every day. Discipline does not. A samurai master once said, "The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath." The problem is not laziness. The problem is believing you must feel ready before you begin. You don't become ready and then act. You act and become ready. Discipline is not acting when conditions are perfect. It's acting when they are not. When you're tired. When you're not in the mood. When you'd rather do something else. That is where strength is built, not in inspiration, but in repetition. The samurai way to defeat laziness was simple. Start small. Do it daily. Do it whether you feel like it or not. Trust habits, not feelings. Trust commitments, not moods. I am not controlled by my feelings. I am guided by my commitments. Yuki finally understood. Ambition without action leads to regret. Small action without ambition leads to progress. And progress, repeated long enough, leads to greatness. So here's the real question. What is the one small action you can do today, even if you don't feel like it? Do that. Not tomorrow. Not when you're motivated. Today. Because the moment you stop waiting to feel ready is the moment your life actually starts moving. If this message helped you, Subscribe for more stories that train the mind, strengthen discipline, and turn intention into action.